Hey guys, today I'll show you how to make your games feel way more interactive but just adding some dialogue to them. This does not require much work and it's pretty satisfactory when you implement it into your game. So, without further ado, let's get started. This requires some knowledge of JSON files as well, but if you don't know anything, that's also fine as it's not that hard. So here, I have a sample project. If I play this, you'll see this is just a normal platformer. As you can see, we can jump around. You fall on these blocks. You can step on the text. You can double tap. You can double jump, and that's about there is to this game. So you can just do this. So now I'll be showing you how to add dialogue to this particular game. So right now I'm just making a simple text box using 9-patch. Remember to use 9-patch because if you use sprites it will be blurry and not look nice. So 9-patch, you can actually come here, change some settings so it looks pretty nice. So I'll just tinker around with that. So now that I have a text box, I'll be right clicking, inserting new object and searching for text. Choosing this one and writing whatever you want. So here I'll be writing dialogue. Now you'll be inserting and adjusting this to your text box. So I'll set it to 32, increase the area. Now I'll just leave it the font like that because you can change it later, it's not a big deal. I'll change it to 16. So now there we go. Now we'll have to import some things. So we'll be right clicking, inserting new object. Now first search for JSON because obviously we will need that. Now right click, search for Ajax. This will be used to access our file, our JSON file, and that's about it. So first you will go down to files, right click, and create a new JSON file. In it, I will describe how you will do this. First you will have some things here. If you don't know what JSON is, basically you can think of it as a two-dimensional array, or for HTML users, a tag, but a tag defined by the user. So first we have our scene. You can think of this as an element or a tag. Now then inside that we have a dialogue. So again a 2D array, no, a 3D array, basically a multi-dimensional array. Now inside that we have 3 dialogues, each with 1 line. You can have more than these things, like you can have characters in string form, and then you can write whatever you want. But I'll make this easy and not do that for you. So that's what we have: a scene, a dialogue, and then 3 dialogues with each with 1 different line. Now if we head over to our event sheet, now as you can see, I've created a global variable. It's called line, and it basically determines which dialogue or line we're on. So in dialogue 0, we're on line 0, so that's gonna be 0. Then if we press space, we're just gonna add 1 to it, so it'll show this one. And if we add 1 more to it, it'll show this one. And keep in mind, all this is 0 based, so this will be scene 0, dialogue 0, line 0, line 1, line 2. So that's how it is. Now as you can see on start of layout, I have done these 3 things. We have first requested our JSON file using our Ajax. This was what I told you. I've just given it the tag file. This will be useful so you can access it later on. Now we have waited for this to complete. Now we have parsed this data, and the data we have parsed is the last data from the Ajax we have got. So that's it in this side. That's all we need. Now the main part is here. On space pressed, we're setting our dialog text which we made to, as you can see here. So JSON.get, so it's getting. Now it's getting our scene and then dot, so we need that because of continuation. And so scene 0, as I told you, it's 0 based, and we need our dialogue and then a line. The reason this is 0 because I don't have different scenes, so I just put it at 0. You can put it at whatever you want if you have different cutscenes, but yeah, I would just put it at 0. Now we need our dialogue, so dot dialogue, and then dot, and then our line. So first our line will be 0. So we're just basically, you can imagine setting this to 0 at first, and then our dot line. So dot line is this part right here. Now we're just adding our 1 to line every time we press space. You can also make this typewrite by just doing typewriter text. Let me just show you. So instead of setting text, you can just write typewriter text and that. Now if you want this a bit more advanced, you can definitely add a lot to it, but this is the main logic behind it. So hi, how are you? Okay, it's done doing the typewriter text, but you can do it like that basically, and it's pretty easy. So yeah, this is the main logic. You can expand on this, change your JSON file to some wild things. You can have as many things as you want. You can have characters, you can have villains, anything really. It's pretty OP. So now let's recap over what we have done so far, or at least what we have done to create our dialogue. First, I just made a simple text box using 9patch. Now I created a new text called dialogue. Now I went over to our files by scrolling down, right-clicked, new, and then JSON. Inside our file.json, we have created a scene, our first element. Then inside that scene, we have our dialogue, and then inside that we have 3 elements, with each with different lines. And to access this, we have gone over to our onStartOfLayout condition and requested our JSON file by using Ajax, and we have waited for all things to complete and then parsed that data, the last data we have gotten. Now if we scroll down, our main logic is here. We have set our text to json.get scene.0 and .dialog.line, so that will be our line number, and then .line. That's that. And then we are adding on to line so we can progress to the conversation. You can also have an image right here in this corner, and you can set that according to your character if you have that. So you can also make it visual as well. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Bye!